Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Sahithya Academy. So, today I'm going to teach you Edmund Spenser. So, in the last class, I discussed about Philip Sidney, and I have given classes on Shakespeare, Chaucer, and about the Renaissance period in detail. Please watch those videos. So these videos are very much helpful for your NET, KSET, and don't forget that like government is going to call for AP recruitment also. So 1088 posts are there. So that is one thing, and another thing is PU recruitment. So already recruitment rules are announced in Gazette, so there is no doubt about recruitment. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಓದನ್ನು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಡಿ. ಸೊ GPT ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ HSTR ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಗೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವಿಳಂಬ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಧೈರ್ಯವನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ, ವಿಶ್ವಾಸವನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಓದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸನ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮೊದಲು ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ವಾಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಡೂ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಟು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಚಾನಲ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಟೆಲಿಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ PDF notes also. Please do like the video and share the video. If you want live classes, please do comment in the comment box and let me know. So I am thinking to give live classes. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋ ಮೂಲಕ ನನಗೆ ನೀವು ತಿಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸನ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಎಸ್, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಫಿಲಿಪ್ ಸಿಡ್ನಿ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದ ಪೇಜ್. ಎಸ್, Philip Sidney was born in 1552 and died in 1599. He is also one among the Renaissance important writers. You know that he is a contemporary writer of Shakespeare and as well as Philip Sidney. Philip Sidney was born in 1554. You know that, and Shakespeare was born in 1564. Okay, like that you have to remember the dates by comparing and by reading parallelly. You can remember the dates in chronological order. Okay, so let's see the next information. Edmund Spenser was born in 1552 and 1599 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಸಾಯ್ತಾರೆ. So he was born in East Smithfield, London. He earned BA, MA in Pembroke College, Cambridge. Influenced by Renaissance humanism and classical authors such as Virgil, Ovid, and Cicero. You know that you have seen Edmund Spenser's dressing style. Okay, see that is not about religious centered dressing style but human centered. You have seen Philip Sidney also. He was very passionate about his dressing. Like that, Edmund Spenser's dress also is quite different compared to Chaucer. So Chaucer's dress was like religious centered. Okay, so ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ರಿನಾನ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನಿಸಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ all these features are reflected in literature as well as in human beings daily life. Of course, they have influenced by Virgil, Ovid, Cicero, like classical writings and their writing style too. So he was friend of Gabriel Harvey, who was a scholar and poet. Harvey was a friend from Cambridge. Sidney was also very much close to him. He was an important patron. Walter Raleigh introduced Edmund Spenser to Sidney and supported of Spenser's work. Sidney supported him. Spenser worked as a secretary and aide to John Young, Bishop of Rochester, around 1578. Please do note each and every dates regarding any important writers and arrange them in chronological order. Okay, so during this time he began translating and writing poetry because he was very much influenced by classical writers, remember. And in 1579 entered Leicester's service, where he became acquainted with the Philip Sidney and poet Edward Dyer. Okay, remember what happened to Sidney in 1579? In 1579, Sidney opposed Elizabeth's decision regarding her marriage, and he had to live in exile in 1579. Okay, next, he married Maccabeus' child. I think in the same year, in 1579 only, he married to her. Maccabeus' child, she was his first wife. Later, she married to Elizabeth Boyle, that we can see in Amority and Prothelevian. Okay, so next is. So then he entered to government service. Government service in Ireland. Ireland in from 1580s to 1590s. Means almost 10 years he spent his life in Ireland. Of course, it was a very disturbing period in Ireland. So England was, controlling Ireland. It was like colonized. Okay, he worked as secretary to Lord Arthur Grady Wilton, Lord Deputy of Ireland. So Edmund Spenser worked as an English colonial office official. So he worked as an English colonial official there. This position placed him in the midst of England's harsh colonial policies in Ireland because he was working for England. Uh, like uh, his position was in like opposition party. So, including the suppression of Ireland, Irish rebellion. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವನ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. In 1586, so he was granted a land in Ireland, including Kilcolman Castle. So this is quite important because there he wrote the Fairy Queen. That is why this is important. And also his wife and child. This is an assumption. Still, his wife and first wife and child, uh, burned with the castle in County Cork. Wrote most of the Fairy Queen during this time. Since this is there, this information is there. So in 1598, means still he was there. In 1598, he was forced to flee Ireland during the Irish Rebellion led by Hugh O'Neill, Earl of Tyrone. And his Kilcolman Castle was attacked and burned because he was working for the British. So it is believed that his wife, first wife, and his child were burned in that, you know, like attack. The castle burned there, no? So with that. So in 1599, he returned to England where he died in poverty. See, he had been working for the royalties, and he had been, writing this and that. So, still at the end of his age, he died in poverty. And Ben Johnson also commented on this, that will be coming in the next, means upcoming slides. He was buried in Westminster Abbey near Geoffrey Chaucer. So this is about his personal life. So then let's see his major works and his contribution to literature. His major works are, see, I have given here in chronological order, so you can study like that only. So first and foremost work is The Shepherd's Calendar, written 1579. So this is like a pastoral poem. Okay. So it had it contains 12 eclogues, like pastoral poem anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ. Okay, I have given a detailed video on like types of poetry you can see there. Okay, so eclogues ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, pastoral poem ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ballad ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಎಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೋಯಟ್ರಿ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ನರೇಷನ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ನರೇಷನ್ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅನ್ರಿಲಯಬಲ್ ನರೇಟಿವ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ವಾಚ್ ದೋಸ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್. So the Fairy Queen, written in two parts. Actually, it was planned as 24 books, but he was succeeded to complete only 6 books. So ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1590 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1590 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಐರ್ಲೆಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಂತಹ 3 books. ಸೊ ಆ 3 books ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, 1590 ಅವನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಲ್ಟರ್ ರೇಲೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೊ he submitted to Elizabeth the First, the Queen Elizabeth the First, and of course he was succeeded to gain like pension also because of this Fairy Queen. So second part anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 1596 ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು 4 to 6 books. ಸೊ ಇದು 1596 ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಅದಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಜೊತೆನಲ್ಲೇ ಹಾಕಿದೀನಿ. Next, Complaints, 1591. This is a collection of 9 poems. Okay, there are 9 poems in this collection. Usually it has been called as Complaints, 1591. Daphne, 1592. This is an elegy on the death of Douglas Howard. Next, Amority and Epithalamion. Amority is like a sonnet sequence, like Astrophel and Stella by Philip Sidney. So Amority kuda 99 poems anta ansute. Okay, so I will clarify in the when I'm going to teach Amority. Okay, don't get confused. So Amority anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ that is a sonnet sequence, and Epithalamion ಬಂದು it is about his marriage you know ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ಲೈಕ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅವನು ಕೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಮ್ಯಾರಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಎಪಿಥೆಲೆಮಿಯನ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಷನ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಇನ್ 1595. So Colin Clouds Come Home Again. So in between, when he was in Ireland, in between he visited England. So once again, so at that time he wrote this poem, Colin Clouds Come Home Again, 1595. So Astrophel, this is an elegy. Okay, this is an elegy on like Philip Sidney after his death, 1595. Then comes four hymns. Four hymns. So don't think this is mistaken spelling, but like this only he has written four hymns, 1596. Okay, so Prothalamion, 1596. The Fairy Queen, so second what is it, second part in 1596. Okay, so you can read like this also, and read like this also, like if you want chronological order. So like towards the end of his death he wrote a view of the present state of Ireland. Okay, but this was published in published posthumously after his death. Okay, so 1596 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇದು. So these are the major works by Edmund Spenser. Okay, please go through detailed information about each and every work. Okay, whatever I'm going to teach or whatever I'm going to give the PDF, that is not enough. Okay, so in all the perspectives you have to look at this works. Okay, so first and foremost is Shepherd's Calendar. Okay, so this was written in 1579. You have to relate dates to other writers, important writers or other works like that. 1579, Philip Sidney. Philip Sidney was in exile. He wrote Arcadia. Okay, like that. So first major poetic work. So this is first major poetic work by Edmund Spenser. I told you a pastoral poem. So published in 1579 under the pseudonym. Okay, he didn't give his real name Edmund Spenser, but he has given pseudonym as Emerito. Hagadre, what is the meaning of Emerito? Emerito meaning unworthy, because this was his first poem and he was not confident enough uh, to publish under his own name. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅನ್ವರ್ದಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವಾಗ ಇನ್ನು ಕ್ವೀನ್ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇ ಬಿ. Then drawing influence from Virgil's Eclogues and Geoffrey Chaucer too. Okay, so classicism ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ರೈಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲದರಿಂದನೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೂಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ರಿನೈನ್ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ರೈಟರ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎಡ್ಮಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸರ್. So dedicated to Sir Philip Sidney, this work, because he was in close association with Philip Sidney. Remember? So he dedicated his work to Sir Philip Sidney. It consists of 12 eclogues, each corresponding to a month of the year, like January, February, March, like 12 months, and pastoral dialogues between shepherds. So we can see many shepherds and their dialogues, their exchange of conversation. We can see there. Okay, but Colin Clout is the major, you know, shepherd anta helbodu athwa narrator anta helbodu. He recites it. Colin Clout is the primary poetic persona. Okay, poetry anta bandaga ನಾವು persona anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, that is also one more important general knowledge. Persona of Spenser in the Eclogues. Actually, Colin Clout represents, Spenser himself in this poetry. He is a melancholic shepherd who reflects on unrequited love, poetic struggles, and social corruption. So that was the time of Elizabeth, and that was the time of Renaissance, and of course that is transition period. Catholicism was there, Protestantism was there. So, between these two uh, like uh, uh, extremes, people were struggling to identify themselves, or they are upholding to their own identity with their own religious beliefs. So much struggle was there. Okay, so of course poetic struggle ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವಾಗಿನ್ನ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ತನ್ನನ್ನು ತಾನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ತನ್ನ ಕರಿಯರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಪೊಯಿಟಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ಬಹುದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ದ ಶೆಫರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲೆಂಡರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಡ್ಮಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. So it's accompanying commentary. Okay, so the shepherd's calendar is also accompanied by another thing, that is commentary. Okay, commentary was written by a figure known as ek, but there is no full name is there. There is no full name about ek. This is just mentioned as ek, but scholars widely believed that he was Edward Kirk, schoolmate, because he was a schoolmate of Spenser from Pembroke College, Cambridge. Okay, Cambridge, ಅವರಿಬ್ರು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಮೇ ಬಿ they used to exchange letters, they used to exchange their ideas, they were close friends. That is why scholars used to guess like this. Then Spenser deliberately used archaic English language in this poetry, even in Fairy Queen. Fairy Queen anta bandaga, that is a kind of drawback anta kuda scholars ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, so archaic English na use ಮಾಡಿರೋದು and reminiscent of Chaucer. Okay, so to remember, to follow his style of writing ಇರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ to show the Renaissance period ಇರ್ಬೋದು, he used archaic language to evoke a sense of nostalgia and tradition. See, to create a sense of nostalgia and tradition, he used English or language like that. The poem criticizes religious corruption. I told you already the role of the monarchy, and it discussed about the role of monarchy in there, and the neglect of poets. So it is including himself. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. So next is the fairy queen. Okay, my dear friends, I will discuss the fairy queen in the next discussion because it has so much of information, and I have to complete at once. That is why I will take up in the next session. So till then, please watch this video without skipping any part of it. So if you not yet subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe for for more informative and exciting videos on English literature. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ಲೈಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಮರಿಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್.